Hello and a very good evening to the Invictus Formula 1 Equal League. This is the season opener tonight. The Mexican Grand Prix will get us underway. And yep, there's an 18 car grid for tonight's race. So pretty full grid and should be some very good racing ahead. I'm your commentator for tonight. My name's Jake. And yep, all set for 36 laps of Autodromo Hananos Rodriguez. But first of all, a 12-minute qualifying session to decide the grid. I only streamed one of the pre-season races. Saw some very close action at the front. Plenty of drivers who will be up and around the championship fight, you suspect. And could be some fantastic racing to come. So, championship tag VSR Brady and VSR Charles, who are very, very quick. We have Sam Bamkid, who won last season's championship. We don't have Gamer, who was runner-up to Sam last season. Gamer misses this race, but we'll be back next week in Brazil. And we have Giorgio, who also was very competitive in pre-season. So, plenty of quick drivers in this league, for sure. First driver's now starting to come out on track. Giorgio is the first driver out, so I'll follow him round. It is dry at the moment. I don't know what weather will be like for the race, but for now at least it's dry, so good indicator in the next 12 minutes as to who has got the pace ahead of what is sure to be an incredibly competitive season in the F1 League, the quickest league on PSGL. No, IRL, sorry. That's a bit of a balls up there. Yeah, so Giorgio is the first one out. We'll go on board with him. There we go. So Giorgio just warming up his tyres ahead of his first flying lap, see what he can do. He starts the lap then across the start-finish line to begin this lap. Very, very long straight, almost a mile long, down towards turn 1, big heavy braking zone. We'll see what Giorgio's sector times are as he goes round. He brakes now for turn 1, 50 metre board, hits the brakes, bit of a lock-up but hits the apex nicely. Ooh, that may have been a corner cut. I don't know, we'll have to see as he goes round, but it was very touch and go, that's for sure. He gets towards the end of the first sector, 28.4. Pretty solid first sector time. Looks like he's having a bit of trouble with oversteer though. Hits that corner, hits the apexes pretty well, I'd say. And now then towards this fast middle sector, great to watch the cars go through there, but again he runs a little bit wide. Looks like he's carried on this lap though, so it might not have invalidated as he goes into the stadium section where the fans will be eagerly anticipating watching some close action for sure. And towards the last corner again, the car just stepping out on him slightly, not in full control, and his opening gambit is a 1:16.0, but it was invalidated as I suspected. As VSR Brady sets the benchmark, it's a 1:15.4. It's a very competitive opening time. Lipensky goes second on 16.1. Let's see what Tibby can do. Tibby goes third on 16.8. Tom AJ91 is also on a lap. He goes into third on 16.2. No one can quite get near Brady at the moment. but still plenty of drivers to come. Apollo is possibly the next one as Charles now goes up into second. It's an all VSR front row at the moment. Apollo goes 5th on a 16.3. No one getting near that front row just yet, other than the guys that have already done good laps. What about Ollie? What can he do? 16.1, but I think it was invalidated. Indeed it was. No, it wasn't actually. It was 4th. It took a while to update there. Solid enough lap. Penske got into 3rd. He was boasting about doing some very quick times in the chat. Times that I don't think were possible if you'd taken the racing line, that's for sure. Nicky, I think, has gone into P6. Someone who looked very quick in the No Assist League on Monday night. In fact, took the checkered flag here at Mexico. So Nicky will be high on confidence going into tonight's race, but as of yet, only in 6th place. As Cookie, Chiller Cookie goes onto the front row with a 15.7. That's a nice lap from him, and that's throwing the cap very amongst the pigeons. And Illusions is into the pits. Had a bit of lag there, I apologise. Is Geordie on a lap? I think Geordie is. So I'll follow Geordie round. I don't think there's been any more lap times. Yaham, I think, has gone up into 7th or 16.2. A lot of drivers in those low 16s, so pretty close in the midfield. See what Geordie can do in the bright yellow Renault. Into the stadium section. Misses the apex slightly, but doesn't cost you too much. Bit of oversteer there though. Doesn't look like a clean lap for Geordie. And it's not. It's only good enough for 13th on a 17.1. Yeah, I think you'll know if there's time to be found there. Anyone else on a lap? Yaham's going quicker in the first sector, so I wonder if he's going to carry on this lap. Now, for terms of strategy, you're looking at most of the drivers doing 2-stop strategies, especially if you've qualified inside the top 10, because it's probably not worth trying to go for a 1-stop because you lose so much time towards the end when you lose the grip of a tyre. So I think 2 stops is what the majority of drivers will do here as Yaham pits. Perhaps just getting a feel for how his next lap will go by going so quickly, but he will have harmed his tyres a little bit, but he may not stay in the top 10 by that time. We're yet to see. Some very quick drivers have yet to do laps, like Sam Bam Kid and Jarjo. And Geordie, I think, has crashed. He has. Geordie has crashed. His wheel has gone. I think that's at the exit of the fast complex in Sector 2. So right at the end of Sector 2, he must have lost it. And that means that Geordie will not be starting in the top 10. So yeah, he's on the super soft tyre, so very much running the alternate strategy at the moment. As drivers start to come back out for their final laps qualifying. It's not a very long time, it's 12 minutes. You've got to make the most of your time, and you can get two good runs in, I think, but it doesn't give you many attempts to get it right, so you've really got to nail a good lap in qualifying, because although it's possible to win or get a good result starting from the back, it's not easy. And you certainly would rather be up near the front, because all the battling that goes on in the midfield can create quite a gap early on between them and the leaders. Is Mornan on the lap? I want to say no. No, Mornan's not on the lap. I think people are just starting laps or on their warm-up laps. Is anyone on a lap? I think we should follow. Follow Sam round. Sam Bamkid yet to do a lap. Last season's champion begins his lap here. Breaks turn 1, again a small lockup, but makes the apex pretty nicely. All looks fairly good through there. bit of oversteer on exit. Well, it wouldn't have cost him too much time, I would have thought. Low 28 is what he'll be looking for. I think 28.7. It's not really on the pace of some of the other drivers through that first sector. And you can gain a lot of time for his next sequence of corners, that's for sure. It's fast sweeping corners where you've got to get the line right, otherwise you sort of mess up 2 or 3 corners. That looks pretty nice, smooth, tidy. Doesn't look like he's on the ragged edge, but it looks good enough. I mean, maybe just wants to get a banker in. He might go for a second hot lap on these tyres. He won't have time to pit now, so this is it for Sam. And it's got to be this set of tyres that he gets the job done. He's definitely hustling the car more in this last sector as he sprints for the line, and Sam goes second. He pulled it together in the end. That's a 15.5, just a 10th behind Brady. That's a very good effort. Let's follow Cookie, who's in the stadium section as well. Currently just been knocked down to 3rd by Sam. Can he reclaim that 3rd place? No, he's heading for the pits. Nicky has gone up to 5th. It's a nice lap from Nicky. So that's showing a bit more of a pace up one in Vino Assist race on Monday. Apollo is currently in 10th. He's on a hot, no he's not, he's slowed down, so he's not improving. Everyone just seems to be slowing at the moment. I'm trying to find someone who's on a lap. Anyone far into their lap? Lipinski looks like he's pushing. Let's see what Lipinski can do. He was 7th. And he goes up to 6th. On a 15.8, he goes above Nicky. And just behind Tom. It's getting very bunched up in that sort of low 16s, late 15s region. So should be plenty of battles during the race. Still 30 seconds left of the session, so I should expect to see people on laps. Cleespier goes 11th from 15th. Whatever tyres he wants. Charles is retired from the session to 15.8 on super softs. He'll be a danger in the race, judging by that pace, that's for sure. Oh, and oh dear, and there's been a crash. Yaham hit the back of the car. Haywood Racing Green's retired. Tom's retired. Apollo is on a lap and goes 8th. Moves up to 8th on a 16.1. Nice lap. Sam's in the pits, so I think, unless there's an unlikely contender, I think that Brady's got pole position here for the Mexican Grand Prix. Can anyone deny him? Clearspier's pushing. I think he's still on a lap. His first sector was an improvement. His middle sector is also an improvement. So he may not want to start on whatever tyres he wants. No, he's backed off. Yep, he's settled for an 11th place. Clarenbeek. Not many drivers out on laps. They all seem to have mostly done what they wanted to do. Or at least what they can do. What's Giorgio doing? He's in the stadium section, so let's follow Giorgio. He's someone who showed a lot of pace in pre-season. He will want to get a good lap in here. He's currently down in 18th. That's not what he would have wanted at all. Giorgio goes only 11th. Wow. Not showing the kind of pace that he had in pre-season, and Clarenbeek does not improve and stays 13th. And that, I think, is your qualifying done. VSR Brady edges out reigning champion Sam for pole position. But it's so little in it. There's plenty to be decided in the race, with the likes of Tom, Cookie and a super soft shed Charles also firmly in the mix. Set up to be a brilliant race ahead. Let's take for the rest of the grid on. Lipinski in 6th, Nicky 7th, Apollo 8th, Ollie 9th, Yaham 10th, Giorgio is 11th, the two McLarens of Cleespier and Clarenbeek in 12th and 13th, Tibby in 14th, Geordie in 15th, both Renaults on super softs, Illusions in 16th, Mornan in 17th, and H Racing Green in 18th. None of the bottom two did a lap time in the end. Yep, looks like everyone is on the tyres they should be on. Interesting, Clarenbeek, Tibby and Geordie have gone on the soft tyre, and Cleese-Pier has gone on the super softs. Giorgio, Illusions, Morning, the H-Racing Green, all on the ultra softs, which would suggest they made mistakes in qualifying the back two. Or they potentially might want to avoid any first corner chaos, which hopefully won't ensue. So yeah, just a formation lap now. We saw yesterday in the Performance League that Spud, who went on to win the race, made a bit of a break for it on the formation lap, left MG Coupe far behind. It's not a tactic you'd see in real life very often, because you lose so much temperature waiting on the grid, so much temperature in your tyres, you'd have cold tyres, cold brakes, and you'd probably slide off at turn one. But it looks like right now Brady's keeping his competitors fairly close behind ahead of a start. Plenty of different cars inside the top 10, so no constructor right now looking like they have the edge over the rest. And well, there's a long season ahead, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of twists and turns to come in both championships. Just going around the stadium section now to end this formation lap. All coming towards their grid spots. Brady's kept the three behind him very close behind. Bit of a gap to Charles though, who in the other Williams, who might be tactically trying to outwit his teammate. Could potentially be some fireworks between those two over the course of the season. They look like two of the championship protagonists. And the last few cars just getting lined up now, and we're almost all set and ready to go. So, the Invictus F1 Equal League, the fastest league on Invictus Racing League, 5 lights, and we are away. It's a good start from Brady, it looks like, but an even better start from Sam. In fact, Brady's got away a little bit slowly, and he's already under pressure from the Red Bull of Tom as well. Tom might go around the outside. It could be 4 abreast here. The Toro Rosso's getting involved. They are 4 abreast going into turn 1. Who's going to get the upper hand? It looks like Brady's kept the lead. Sam in second, and Cookie and Tom battling over third. Oh, there's contact further down the grid. I think Cleese-Pier and Hollow have been caught up in an accident. Still Brady leads Sam Bamkid, and we can see behind that it looks like Lipinski's got past Charles, but Charles is fighting him back. Can Charles do anything? He's going to go on the outside. They make contact. Lipinski gets ahead, and in fact Yaham gets ahead of Charles as well. Oh, it's a disastrous start for Charles. You may feel like he wanted a bit more space there, but it wasn't forthcoming. The top 4 is pretty much as you were, but Lipinski up to 5th, ahead of Yaham. And Charles now is going back up the inside. Oh, of Yaham. That's a fantastic move. Up into P6, and he needs to get that move done after losing so much time at the start, as Giorgio goes around the outside of Nicky. He started 11th, he's already trying to battle for 9th. He got the... oh, and... whew, Geordie had a massive moment behind on the soft tyre. That was very, very close. Let's have a look then at Giorgio, also looking from Nicky's perspective. Nicky trying to look for the inside. I think Geordie's... no, he's going to get a good view of this though. Oh, they go a bit wide. But Giorgio keeps ahead of Nicky, and he's up into P9. But I think he's got a bit of a tank slapper on out of there. And now Nicky will try and fight back. Is he going to look for the inside? He is, but there's not enough room. They make contact, their wheels touch, but thankfully no spins. And Giorgio keeps ahead for now, but that was really close. And Charles is all over the back of Lipinski for P5. He'll want a bit of revenge after that contact they made on the first lap. He's already looking like he's got the hammer down and chasing Lipinski. The top 4, they've all sort of gapped each other just a little bit, sort of around a second the gaps between them all, but this is definitely the battle to watch right now, as H Racing Green has got past Geordie, the P11, from the back of the grid. H Racing Green has had a good start, as Brady sets the fastest lap as he tries to pull away from Sam. But meanwhile, we're going to follow here VSR Charles, who is right in the slipstream of Lipinski. Can he make a move? He's surely going to go to the inside. Lipinski does not try to defend. Will that be a mistake? He tries to outbrake him, but Charles has the inside line. Surely he's going to make the move stick, and yes, he does. That's a great move, and in fact, behind them, it's a chance for Yarham and Ollie to try and attack the Haas driver. Is Yarham going to go to the inside? Is Lipinski going to defend? No, he's not. This time, though, thinks better of it. And in fact, Yarham's having to defend from Ollie. Oh, I think there's a bit of wheel banging there, but as Apollo is out of the race. What happened to Apollo? Quickly see. Oh, I think he's just retired. No damage there from the looks of things. It's a retirement note for the Sauber driver, and he's left for session 2, which may bring about the oh, it's followed Giorgio and Ollie actually. Interrupt myself there as Giorgio goes up the inside into the stadium section. Oh, and Ollie holds him off, but Giorgio will keep the inside line. He's got to give space to Ollie. Ollie will keep the inside line. This is superb action between the two of them. And Ollie stays ahead, I think. Yes, no, they're still side by side. Nicky's got a great view of this. This could very well end in tears. Ollie dips back into the slipstream, but Giorgio seems to have the pace advantage down the straight. Is Ollie going to try and go to the inside? No. Giorgio makes yet more progress up into P8, and Ollie's gone wide and given a place to Nicky. He will be frustrated with that one for sure. Just a little bit fell to sleep there and left the door open. In fact, H Racing Green is looking down the inside of Ollie as well, but thinks better of it. Wasn't quite close enough on this occasion. Brady has left the session. The race leader might just have lost connection here. And this has given the lead to Sam. Oh, disastrous look for Brady. He's down to third. Oh, and Cookie's crashed. Oh, that's a huge... Brady's back in, but he's lost the lead. And oh, it's a disaster for Cookie. He's trying to find a safe place to spin the car around, but he's lost so many positions. And Brady has lost positions too. He's down to 4th. He still hasn't got control of his car yet, I don't think. I think he has now, but I don't know. And meanwhile, Yarham is all over the back of Lipinski. Can he get alongside the Haas driver? Will Lipinski defend this time? No, he doesn't. He again leaves the inside open, but he thinks better of it. What the hell? We got a smoking car. Brady's car is smoking. That's not something I've ever seen before. As Harry gets a penalty for multiple warnings, and Yarham still can't get past Lipinski, and Giorgio has got just a face full of smoke from the back of Brady's car. I think Brady's got his car back under control, but the trouble is now he's got some sort of weird engine glitch where it looks like his it just looks like his something's wrong with his engine, but clearly not. Harry meanwhile is still over the back of Ollie for P9. Didn't quite get the move done before, did the Force India driver, but still right behind, clearly looking for a move somewhere. Not into there this time. The Ferrari volley in a Force India sandwich at the moment. Well, thanks to all that carnage involving Brady, and then obviously the spin for Cookie, it now means that Sam leads ahead of Tom, ahead of Charles, as Yarham's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear, he must have got damage. And it's a disaster for Toro Rosso. Both Toro Rossos now firmly down the order. They've gone from 0 to 0 there, unfortunately for them. I don't know if Cookie got a bit distracted from the from Brady's ghost car, because that's kind of when it happened, but real shame for the Toro Rosso pair. But they'll be back. They've shown good pace so far, and it's just one race, plenty to go. Meanwhile, Charles on a super softs is now closed right onto the back of Tom's Red Bull. He's looking very quick at the moment, and he'll want to get past Tom because Sam has built up a little bit of a lead here, perhaps unexpectedly. Sam didn't seem too confident ahead of this opening race, feeling that competitors are stealing an edge on him, as Nicky gets a penalty as well. I love this helicopter angle, by the way. It's quite something. And I see, can Nicky get past Giorgio? Giorgio seems to be slightly blinded by Williams in front of him. Oh, and Giorgio's gone wide, massive oversteer, shall I say, and Nicky's right in the slipstream now. Surely he's going to get a run on the Mercedes driver. Going down towards turn 1. Let's see. He's right in the toe. Giorgio does go very defensive, but then cuts back to the outside and gives Nicky the inside line. Nicky brakes. They make contact. With wheels bang again. I don't think there's any damage. Giorgio holds on to the position, but again just seems to be struggling with the rear of the car. We saw a bit of that in pre-season, and you have to wonder whether that's happening to him again. But while I'm saying that, there's further action in front, as Charles is close right into the back of Tom. They're now 4 seconds behind Sam, who's really trying to make a break for it up front. Well, he can. I mean, while these two are battling, they might lose each other a bit of time. So Charles wants to get this move done quickly. But so far, Tom's defending quite well. And the slipstream glitch might be preventing the Williams from getting close enough to the Red Bull to make a move into turn 1. See if he can set it up for the straight this time around. But while I do that, actually Brady is also over the back of Lipinski. He tries to charge back for the field after that unfortunate disconnect earlier on, which cost him the lead. He was comfortably winning and looking good. He's got a bit of a fight back to do now. The smoking Williams gets right into the slipstream of a Haas. While I'm doing that, Charles is also to the outside of Tom. Oh, it's a great move around the outside, but Tom won't give it up. But it looks like that Charles has got the move done very well and is up into second place. Great move. And Brady also got past Lipinski, so apologies I couldn't follow both those moves as they unfolded. But yeah, some fantastic action once more. And Charles now on those super soft tyres will look to close in on Sam. And he's looking like he's in a good position at the moment. I think H Racing Green's got past Ollie as well for P8. From the back of the grid, you've got to say H Racing Green has had a great race so far. Let's have a look actually. Position change, yeah, up 10 places. Morning up 7. Giorgio up 5, Charles up 3. They're the real big winners so far. Cookie and obviously Yarham are the big losers after their incidents. So, really unfortunate for them. So let's see who's going to be battling on track. This is a close battle, to be honest. There's 4 cars really relatively close to each other. But are any of them close enough to make a move? Giorgio has got Nicky closing on him, but I don't think he's closing quickly enough. Nope. Brakes late, but can't do much more than just put pressure on the Mercedes driver, let him know he's there. Could be a 2-pronged Force India attack very soon, with H Racing Green looking to get involved as well, as Illusions retires from the session as he crashed. Nah, I think he's just retired. Unfortunate for him, so things weren't going as well as he would have hoped. As Nicky gets ever closer to the back of Mercedes, you have to wonder if Giorgio's tyres will be starting to feel rather second hand. He's spun them up a lot, struggling with oversteer, and that will cost you tyre life for sure. And Nicky himself gets a penalty while he's trying to get past the Mercedes. You have to wonder if that will make him consider maybe letting his teammate through. I wonder if there's any team orders there. No, because Harry, or H Racing Green rather, has gone off the track. He must have locked up going into the stadium section. Oh, that's a real shame. He'd had a great start from the back of the grid, but now he's down into 12th place. As Giorgio does in fact pit, as I was talking about him losing his tyres, but he's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. It's not ideal. He'll have to serve that in his next stop, I think. They go both gone onto the super soft tyres, so definitely a two-stopper for them to, absolutely no doubt about it on that one. And they're rejoining relatively clear air, so they can get the hammer down now and try and pick up some places. Maybe Lipensky could be under pressure when he comes into stop, because he was just ahead of them at the time. Oh, and H Racing Green's left the session. Be frustrated with himself after that lock-up, because if that's what happened anyway, because he was doing really well. Don't know if he got caught out slightly by a car in front of him or hit by a car behind him, but yeah, he was doing so well, but that's his race done now. Still gaps then out front. Charles has pulled away from Tom, closed a little bit on Sam, get down to 3.3 seconds. Now Brady closing in a bit on Tom. Have to wonder who will be first stop. Brady might be able to take the tyres a little bit longer now because he wasn't pushing when disconnect happened, so that could be one slight advantage he gains from that. Although I'm pretty sure he'd have rather been in the lead, obviously. But let's see what other tyres that Ollie goes onto as he pits. He goes onto a super soft tyre as well. Bit of a slow getaway. And if that will cost him in his battle against the Force Indias. Or against the Force India, should I say now, actually. I think he's going to come out behind both Giorgio and Nicky. Yep, Nicky goes past. So I don't think Ollie's gained out of that pit stop phase. And in fact, he's coming very close to his team, not his teammates, on McLaren. It looks a bit like a Ferrari from there, but oh, and he's going to go for the move. He's McLaren beak. Can he get past Ollie? No. That was important for Ollie that he stayed ahead because he didn't want to lose time behind the McLaren that's on much older tyres than he is. Meanwhile, Geordie is right behind Lipensky. What's happened to Lipensky? He's down to 6. I'm sure that he was not behind Mornan last time I checked. He must have made a mistake, and in fact, Geordie's got past him as well. Yeah, I think Lipensky's tyres might have just given up the ghost. He looks like he's really struggling. And in fact, Brady's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, his race goes from bad to worse. That's a real shame for him, but it's interesting to see what tyres he goes on to now. He's gone to the soft tyre, so both Tom and Sam are going to the soft tyre, which would suggest they're going to try and get to the end, whereas Brady's gone onto the super softs, which means he's be a more aggressive strategy. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for Brady later on. You'll assume he'll have to stop again unless he's going to try and get the super softs all the way to the end. Meanwhile, Mornan is right behind Geordie, sorry. Oh no, it's Tibby attacking Mornan. And can Tibby get past Mornan? No, not quite. The Haas just has enough to stay ahead, but then sort of goes wide as he couldn't really get the turning angle right. And that's just allowed Geordie in front to pull away. The Renaults, starting on the soft tyre, have definitely come back into this race. If they're going for a one-stop strategy, they could play a part later on in the back end of the points for sure. Meanwhile, Brady's right behind Tom. Brady will want to get past if he's going to have to make another stop, so expect Brady to try and make a move as quickly as he can. He's got the run on. He's got the run on Tom. Is he going to go for a move? Tom defends the line well, but Saw gets a slow exit out the corner. He's going around the outside. What a move from Brady. That is absolutely stunning driving. He kind of left Tom with no option. It was either concede the position or we make contact. Oh, and that's Lipensky recovering to the... That's Morgan recovering to the pits, rather. He's lost his front wing, so the Haas driver's really starting to struggle as well now. Lipensky and Morgan not having the ideal last couple of laps. Meanwhile, Sam is right behind Tibby now. He wants to get this move done quickly. Tibby defending, not giving him a position, but Sam will go right round the outside that then turns to the inside, and there's nothing much that Tibby could do to stop him there. Some good driving from Sam. He's still the provisional leader, although it'll be interesting where Charles comes out in all this when he makes his first stop. There's loads of penalties coming through there for corner cutting. The next battle on track could very well be Lipensky attacking Clarenbeek on much fresher soft tyres. So yep, Lipinski's still over the back of Clarenbeek, but not really in a position to attack him just yet. As Cleespier has retired from the session. Is that a crash? That's a big crash again. Coming out of that fast section cost a few people being caught out by that, and Cleespier's the latest one, another retirement. I think that's 5 drivers out now, because I know that H Racing Green's out, and Yahan might have retired too. So, yeah, disaster for those two for sure. Can Lipinski mount an attack on Clarenbeek? Doesn't look like he's close enough just yet. It looks at the moment like Charles is sort of maintaining the gap over Sam to sort of... We'll have a look actually to leader. 20.3 seconds. We'll see how that gap develops between Charles and Sam, because it's important for when Charles comes into pit where he's going to rejoin, and obviously what strategy is going on, because he could still play a part for the race win here if he gets his strategy right. And well, Lipinski going off track in his attempts to find a way past the McLaren. Couldn't quite do it as he goes off track again. Oh, Sam is really closing in on Charles. I wonder if... No, Charles hasn't pitted. Sam's really closing in now, and in fact, we should join Sam, who will start to put pressure on Geordie. He needs to get this move done quickly. Won't want to lose too much time stuck behind the Renault driver. And in fact picks up a penalty, which could be vital later on. Could not be as well, we'll have to see. But he's right in the slipstream of Geordie. He's going to go to the inside. Doesn't look like Geordie really fights him off, but I might have made a bit of contact there actually. On the front wing, he won't want to pick up damage, because that will definitely cost him time. But Sam has made the move and is up into second place, with Brady approaching in the Williams, and you'll be able to see him very clearly if they get the same view that I am. In fact, Giorgio's close right into Tom. Tom's, after a good start, Tom's kind of starting to slip away from the leaders a bit, and he's now coming under pressure from Giorgio, who's continuing his fight back through the field in the Mercedes. You get the feeling with the tyres they're both on though that Giorgio will stop again and Tom might not do. So they can meet later on in the race as well if Giorgio can get this move done pretty quickly. Let's find out down the straight, as well Charles has definitely been closed in by Sam. Oh! Whoa, I didn't quite catch that, but Giorgio has had to come in the pits. Another 5 seconds to go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but something happened to Giorgio. I didn't see that for some reason. I should have probably seen that. But yeah, that's the real disaster for him. He was looking like he was really going to score some good points after a disappointing qualifying, but yet another problem for the Mercedes driver, and he has to pit. And he's gone to the ultra softs, which is a weird one because they're not going to get him to the end, whereas the soft tyres probably would. So I think Giorgio's really put himself out of any chance of scoring points now. Meanwhile, while that's happening, that's Cleespier left leaves the session. Brady is over the back of Geordie and will go to the inside. Geordie, wow, he didn't fight Sam much, but he definitely fought Brady. But there's nothing he can do. Much better tyres on the Williams. And Brady is up into third place. And you have to think that Geordie may consider pitting. Well, sort of around that 20, you would say, if he's going to do a one-stopper. So Charles has pitted. Where is Charles going to rejoin? He's behind his teammate Brady, behind Geordie, but he's in fourth. And I tell you what, that's a good place to be in, and now on much fresher soft tyres than the cars in front of him. Well, Charles could definitely play a part in this race. He's only about 5 seconds, I would say. Yeah, about 4 seconds behind the race leader. So yeah, definitely Charles is not out of this race just yet, and with Brady probably having to stop again, it could very much be Sam versus Charles for the win. still a long way to go, of course. Oh, and that's just Ghost Car getting in the way. Charles will want to get past Geordie as quickly as he can. They're very much driving different races, so I can't see Geordie putting up a fight. He does defend to the inside though. Oh, and he squeezes. He tries to squeeze Charles, but surely there's nothing he can do. No, Charles gets the move done and is up into P3. And can now start chasing after the two leaders. His teammate Brady will be the first one up the road. Geordie and Tibby still in 4th and 5th, the two Renaults. And having started on the soft tyre, they're not in a bad spot for sure. Didn't have a great qualifying, they're both comfortably outside the top 10, but it's allowed them to do this different strategy, and it seems to work for him as Ollie leaves the session. I wonder if that's connection issues again. It'll be a real shame again, because he's another one running in the points in 8th place. Let's quickly go down the field. Mornan is right in the slipstream of Clarenbeek. Can he go to the inside? He's looking at it, but thinks better of it. Clarenbeek can maintain the last point for the moment. I'm not even bugging a look at penalties because there's been so many. It could really have a bearing on how the race finishes later on. As Mornan with DRS assistance, but still can't get close enough to attack Clarenbeek for 10th place. Meanwhile, Tom has caught up to Tibby. Again, very different races going on here. Tibby's yet to stop, Tom has. And Tom will want to get his move done quickly because not only does he want to potentially catch up to the cars in front, he's also got Nicky to worry about behind him. It looks like the top three are all sort of getting closer together. It's like Brady's closing on Sam and Charles is closing in on Brady. So there could be some good fighting to come with the leaders. Tom is in the slipstream of Tibby, but not close enough to make a move just yet. Second DRS straight. Is there anything he can do about the Renault this time? He just can't seem to get close enough at the moment. No, he has to stay behind. That's going to really cost him during that middle sector because on much fresher tyres he would be able to carry a lot more speed through there if there was no traffic in front of him, but there will be. It'll also eat up his tyres as well, which he won't want, as he's probably going to try and get to the end on those. Brady, meanwhile, is really closing in on Sam. The gap now, well, just under a second. I think it's going to be in DRS range. We're just coming up to the straight. Yes, they are. Let's see if Brady can get close enough to Sam to maybe make a move. He should get DRS, I imagine. Yep, he'll have DRS, but will he be close enough? I don't think he is. Even with DRS assistance, he's not going to close in enough. But it's only a matter of time, surely. But he will have to stop again. So he may want to pass as quick as possible, put the hammer down, and then hope he's got fresh enough tyres at the end of the race to be able to attack him once again. Geordie and Tibby really are the odd ones out at the moment because they are the only ones in the top 7 that haven't stopped yet. And Tom, in fact, is just getting past Tibby. I'm just missing this, but he goes around the outside. Oh, he gets squeezed out, which means Nicky can get in the action. In fact, Tibby's gone wide, and Nicky has to try and get past Tom, but can't do it. Well, Tibby wasn't prepared to give that up, but in the end ran wide and almost gave Nicky the position over Tom, but Tom defended really well, got his elbows out and held on to the position. Fair play to Tom there, some very good driving between them. And now Brady has got a real chance to overtake Sam. With DRS assistance, he's really, really close. Surely Sam's going to have to do some defending here if he wants to stay in the lead of a race. He's getting right into the slipstream. Like his DRS is open there. Just camera angle I was looking at. But he can't quite get in front. Sam didn't really have to defend in the end. He might have to defend down this straight though, because it looks like But Brady's got a really nice run here on Sam. He has indeed. Is he going to look at a move? He's going down the inside. Sam just holds his line, doesn't get drawn into anything unnecessary, but Brady now is going to look down the inside. He's going down the inside. This is a fabulous battle. They give each other room, but it looks like Brady's just got the overspeed coming out the corner and takes the lead. That's some fantastic battling once again. And Brady has the upper hand in this one, but strategy could play its part later on, so still plenty to be decided. Meanwhile, further behind, Nicky's still over the back of Tom. Through the fast section, is he close enough to have a move? I don't think he is this time around. There's a good battle developing for 9th, 10th and 11th place too, between Clarenbeek Morning and the recovering Cookie, recovering Chillo. Can he get close enough to try and have a go at these two drivers? Because Cookie definitely is quicker, I would say, than these two, but is out of position after a dramatic spin early on that cost him his front wing. And in fact, Morning is going to have a go at Clarenbeek down the outside. He can't quite get the move done. He's got to watch out for Chillo behind. Oh, he's also got to watch out for his front wing. He's gone wide. That's going to give Cookie an opportunity. Could Cookie go around the outside? No, he can't. Or can he? Oh! Squeezed right up to the wall. No quarter given there for Morning. And he stays ahead of Cookie for now, and that allows Clarenbeek to sort of say goodbye to him and leave him way behind in the distance. And with the DRS assistance, it means that Cookie can't really attack Morning either, so it's as you were, status quo in that battle for now. But you have to suspect that. Oh, that's a huge crash, and Morning is out of the Mexican Grand Prix. Oh, he just lost the rear coming out of turn 2. Oh, sorry, turn 3 rather, and yeah, lost the back end of the car, lost his wheel into the wall, and that is all she wrote. Morning out of a race after a good battle in the minor points positions. He'll be disappointed with that. I tell you what though, Sam is not giving up on this battle for the lead. Once again, it looks like DRS is not open. Not quite sure why that is. But yeah, for now at least, Brady stays in the lead. Maybe his super soft's starting to cry a little bit. Nicky, meanwhile, as he goes into turn 1, can he make a move on Tom? No, Tom defending for all he's worth to keep hold of that 4th place. Both of them, well, Geordie's pitted. I don't think Tibby has yet, but I think Tibby will be pitting very, very soon. Geordie down to 8th after pitting, so still looking good in the points of 2 Renaults driving solid races, it would seem, at the moment. But this is a great battle between Nicky and Tom. They've been very close a few times and may even have made contact. So I get this feeling this battle is far from done yet, but Nicky might not be too far away from his last stop, possibly for ultra softs. So he'll be a bit frustrated he's not got past Tom, but I'd say there's been some good defending to stop him from doing so. And we should probably look at Geordie, who is closing in on Lipensky on very fresh tyres. I wonder if there's not really much Lipensky can do to stop Geordie from overtaking him. Geordie won't have to stop again either, so this is a battle very much for position, but I feel that Geordie will have the advantage. You can just see under braking, extra confidence he can carry means that he's got a great run onto the pit straight. And surely there is absolutely nothing that he can do but further ahead. Nope, Nicky hasn't managed to get through again, so we cut back to Geordie, who is all over the back of Lipensky. Is he going to go for the move? Not quite this time under braking, but Lipensky goes wide, and that's going to give Geordie an opportunity for the cutback here. Oh, he's got a much better exit. Surely there's nothing that Lipensky can do. He's alongside each other. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Is Geordie? Yep. Nothing that Lipensky can do. And Geordie takes 7th place. Next up the road is his teammate, but he'll have to pit. So after that it's Nicky, but that's 10 seconds up the road. So Geordie will have to get his skates on if he wants to gain any more positions on the racetrack at least. Meanwhile at the front, Charles is starting to gain on the front too. I think Sam is starting to get a bit impatient behind Brady, because Brady's tyres won't be as fresh now as what they were before. But Brady may potentially stay out, if anything, to help out his teammate, because if he can hold up Sam, push him into Charles, it could potentially have ramifications later on. Oh, and he's going around the outside, but Brady's wise to that and plants his car exactly where he needs to in order to stop him from overtaking. Oh, Brady stays in front again. This is helping Charles, and Brady will know that. This will be frustrating Sam, because he knows that the Williams have got him right where they want him at the moment. Oh, they're so close through the middle sector. I thought we were going to make contact then for sure. Sam goes a little bit wide. Charles is now attacking. Is there going to be a move here? Sam is thinking about attacking, but having to defend. Oh, this is superb racing between the top three. Oh, and somehow it's as you were, but really so close. Brady stays out again. Is he playing the help the teammate game here? Is he accepting number 2 status, I wonder? Sam's right in the slipstream, but Charles is going to get a double toe. Oh my god, Brady, they're side by side, they're almost banging wheels. Is Sam going to get all around the outside? No, Brady! Oh my god, for track! And Charles, oh, and Sam have hit! And Charles takes the lead. And Sam does keep second. Brady's the one who loses out, but oh, Sam might not be happy with that. He may expect that that's the game they were playing to try and stop Sam, but it's played right into Charles's hands, and in fact Charles has let Sam go, and maybe that's a fair move. I think that deserves a clap. That's really well played, that, from Charles, because it wasn't really him that caused the incident, but maybe he didn't agree with what his teammate was doing, I'm not sure, but either way now it's a fair battle, and Sam is ahead, but only just ahead, so Charles could still get the move done again. Down to a pit straight. Tibby pitted, by the way, so he's down to 8th place now, 3 seconds behind Nicky. Jordan out to 5th, so great racing from him. And in fact, here we go then. Charles having to defend on the inside, but Sam has just got so much more extra speed on the... Oh no, sorry, Charles trying to overtake Sam, sorry. And Charles does get past Sam. Confused here, the amount of times they keep swapping positions. And Charles has the lead back off Sam, and he won't be giving that position back. Although Sam might want to get him back himself. He's going to the outside. Some fantastic scrapping here. Oh, but Charles knows exactly where to plant his car, and unless Sam goes for the undercut here, there's not much he can do. Oh, Brady going in hot behind. Just avoids contact. This is superb racing between the top three. I wish this could never end, but unfortunately it has to. We're on to lap 27 now. As Cookie does the fastest lap, and in fact Sam's gone wide, and that's going to allow Brady to potentially make a move on Sam. No, it isn't. Oh, but he's gone wide again. He's just inviting Brady to make the move. He defends the inside, and there's nowhere for Brady to go. He has to slot back in behind, maintain 3rd position. And I think he's pitting. Yeah, Brady has to pit. He's going to go on the ultra softs. He's going to be very quick at the end of the race, but he's going to lose a lot of track position here, so interesting to see where he comes out in all of this. But all that scrapping has allowed Charles to take the lead 1 second ahead of Sam. Tom will now move up to 3rd. And will Geordie move above Brady? Or will Brady get out in 4th? This is crucial, I think, because Geordie's on quite fresh tyres himself, so it won't be easy to overtake if he's behind him. But I think Brady's got out ahead. So Brady has come out in P4, and that's crucial now, so he can try and go after Tom, and maybe potentially have a say in what goes on at the front of the end if he really has the pace, because you know, if these two can get in a battle, then you never know. But Charles is starting to pull away from Sam, who just signs he's making a few mistakes, getting a little bit frustrated. I think he did pick quite early, did Sam, so, you know, he may have to nurse his tyres a little bit towards the end. I can see already at the gap that Brady's already closing in on Tom rapidly. So, I have a feeling that that could be a battle that Tom will have to deal with in a few laps. I mean, it's worn softs against new ultra softs. It's not much of a contest, really, is it? Sam makes more mistakes. Sam now 2.3 seconds behind Charles. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to give the initiative to Brady, who will be extremely quick. Expect to see some faster slaps from him. There could be a battle developing. I think Geordie's got past Lipinski, but Nicky's also closing in on Lipinski for P6. So that could be a battle soon. Nicky's already tasted victory in the Novice League on Monday, but it might be a tall order for him to repeat that feat tonight. There's such a few laps to go and he's got quite a gap to the leader. Let's look at the gap to the leader actually, because I'm interested to see how quickly Brady can close in on those cars in front of him, because although there's 8 laps or 7.5 laps to go, he's got a possibility if he can really put in some qualifying S laps on those ultra softs. He really could have a say. Even in the front still, no doubt about it, because the soft tyres will be very slow at the end of the race. And he's only just over 5 seconds behind Tom already, and he was about 10 seconds behind when he came out of the pits just under 2 laps ago. So it just shows how much time he's already gained on those cars in front of him. Undoubtedly this race is far from over yet. Brady is flying. Look at that, a 1:16.9, the fastest lap of the race. He is charging. If he can get past Tom quickly, he could then chase after the top 2, and we could have a grandstand finish here. But meanwhile, behind, Nicky is battling for 7th. Battling for 6th, sorry, with Lipinski. He's been closing in on the Haas driver. Is he close enough to go into turn 1? He thinks better of it. Quite close enough this time, but if he can try and set him up out of turn 3, then potentially could be another move down this next straight. He looks like he's got a good run. Let's have a look. Does he think about it? No. Again, Lipinski just far enough in front to keep him at bay for now. Oh, look at that. Oh, Nicky really got a massive overspeed on Lipinski, but nowhere really to put the car. Let's try and wait a pass. Oh dear, and that's a penalty. Got to be careful. Some of these drivers might be near disqualification, because I've seen a few names pop up quite a few times in this race. Obviously they're pushing right on the limit in this league, and this track it's very easy to pick up warnings and penalties. You know, it's quite a harsh track in certain parts. Let's just see if Nicky can get past on this straight, and then we'll cut back to Tom and Brady, because they are getting ever closer. It's weird saying Tom and Brady. Nicky goes to the outside. Can he get through? No. Lipinski puts his car where he needs to, but then there's a huge oversteer moment. That's not what you need. But meanwhile, Brady's got past Tom while I was looking at that. Oh, I missed the overtake. No. He hasn't, because Brady's let Tom through. Maybe it was a bit of a unfair overtake. Wait, what? But Tom's now let Brady through. Well, that's just incredibly confusing. After you? No, after you. Alright. So Brady now up into P3, and now he can go after chasing Sam. It's 10 seconds, or just under, it's way under 10 seconds now. Oh, he's closing in rapidly. So, although there is 5 laps to go, it doesn't sound like long, but it could be all Brady needs to get second place and make it a Williams 1-2. Meanwhile, Nicky's still over the back of Lipinski for P6. Is there any way through for the Force India driver? On much better tyres in theory, so... Oh! Nicky's gone! What on earth happened there? Nicky's retired. Wow. Nicky's out of the race. There must have been contact, but he's called it a day after that contact. Oh dear. After winning on Monday, it's retirement here tonight. That will frustrate him. And that moves Cookie up to 8th, Clarenbeek up to 9th, and Giorgio up to 10th, who is putting pressure on Clarenbeek, who seems to have spent most of his race defending, I'm not going to lie. Every time I've looked at Clarenbeek and he's in a battle, it's always him that's having to defend. And he's going to have to do a bit more of that here, because Giorgio is right in the slipstream for P9. Can he get the move done? Clarenbeek goes defensive. Giorgio goes late on the brakes. Can he make the corner? He's going to go alongside. They make contact. There was definitely some front wing that flew off one of the cars there. I'm not sure who, but Giorgio has got the move done. I think it may have been off Giorgio's car, but I'm not sure. Actually looks like it's a McLaren, judging from... Yeah, it's a McLaren, I think, that's got damage. Oh, really unfortunate for him. He should be able to keep it in 10th place, though, so... the point is still his for a taking. Meanwhile, Brady's now only 6.5 seconds behind us. It keeps reducing every time I say what the gap is, but it's... you can see how much closer it's getting between them. And the battle for second is well and truly on. Sam has looked for the last few laps like he's not really enjoying those tyres anymore. Brady certainly is enjoying his. It might be a little bit too much to ask to win the race, but he can certainly have a go at second if he keeps this pace up. Look at the gap, especially down through this sector where grip of the tyre will be more effective than anywhere else on the track. You can see how much he's closing. You've got to think that Sam won't have much defence if his tyres are really gone. Yeah, the gap under 4 seconds now. I think about 30 seconds ago I said it was over 6. So I think that just tells you how much he's closing. But Sam will fight, you know, he's not a champion for nothing. He knows how to defend, he knows how to attack, and he will give it everything to keep that second place. Geordie's done a great job in 5th place, got to hand it to him. Very different strategy in the Renault, one stopper, but he's made it work and he's looking good for that 5th place. Tibby on the Ultra Softs could have something to say against Penske, get the other Renault up into 6th place, but the battle that we've got to focus on now is Brady. The gap now 3, so you can see him in front now. The target he's been chasing is now very clear up ahead of him, and he will see in his middle sector just how much Sam struggles with the car. In fact, let's ride on board with Sam. I'm interested to see what it looks like on board with him. Oh, you can see the understeer there, just even there, like, and he wasn't pushing it that much. Oh, wow. Look how much he's closing. I literally went on board with Sam for 20 seconds and he's already all over the back of him. He might even get DRS this lap. If not this lap, and definitely next lap. I think Brady is going quickly, don't get it wrong, but I think Sam is just struggling. Even Charles has gapped Sam quite a bit over this last lap or two. And here is the chance then for Brady. He may not even need to get it done at turn 1 with the superior tyre grip that he's got, but he may have a go anyway. No, I think it's better off it. Look at this superior braking speed. He's got to be careful not to hit his front wing here, because look at the extra speed he's got coming out the corner. Surely there's nothing Sam can do. He's going to have DRS and everything. Sam defends the inside, but surely Brady can just simply outbrake him and take the inside line. Yep, absolutely nothing Sam can do. He can't even get the undercut because he just hasn't got the tyre grip, and look how wide he goes there. Brady up into 2nd place, and Sam now I think will just try and nurse these tyres through and get 3rd, because it doesn't look likely that he's going to have any resistance against Brady now, who's already off down the road. Charles meanwhile is just getting ready to start his last lap. I don't think Brady will have enough to catch him. Well, actually, despite all the drama that's going on, I did actually say, back when I predicted my top 3, Charles, Brady and Sam in this order, so as it stands I'm looking good, but we've got to remember penalties could potentially have an impact, so there is a reason for Brady here to keep pushing, because You never know, this lap could be the difference for him. If Charles has more penalties, Brady could still nick this win, so plenty still to be decided on this final lap. Tibby getting close to Lipinski as well. The gap just over a second. Might potentially have something to say on this final lap. Well, let's follow Charles round this final lap then. There's a few ghost cars battling there. But yeah, Charles is driven quite superbly. Went on the super softs in qualifying, the alternate strategy, and has made the one stop work, and to great effect as well. Driven superbly and laid out a marker for this championship that he is in it to win it. Next week we go to Brazil, and he'll be looking to make it, well, what looks like 2 wins from 2, because as he comes through the stadium section, Charles, the adjuration of the Mexican fans awaits him as he comes around the final corner to win the Mexican Grand Prix, penalties permitting. Brady, does he beat Charles? No, he doesn't. So Brady gets second. Sam will take third. It doesn't change the top 3. It is as I predicted somehow. That doesn't happen very often. Tom takes a well-earned 4th place. Fell back for the leaders a little bit, but drove a solid enough race to claim 4th. Geordie, a great effort from 14th on the grid to take 5th. Lipinski takes 6th, just behind Geordie based on penalties. Tibby takes 7th. Cookie had that accident, spinning against the wall early on that cost him his front wing. Recovery drive from there on in. He looked like he had the pace, but he has to make do for 8th place. Giorgio, who looked so quick in pre-season, had a difficult evening, but takes home some crucial points in 9th. And get McLaren beat the last of the non-ghost finishers, who will take the final points for McLaren in P10. Actually, Karen Beek overtakes Giorgio based on penalties, so fair play Karen Beek for that. So your top 3 then are Charles, Brady and Sam. I will try to get them into the party chat for some podium interviews. Hello guys, just make sure you've got your party settings to always allow so that we can all hear. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with you, Charles. Congratulations on the win. Noticed that you went for the super softs in qualifying. Was that something you'd always planned or something you decided late on?
Well, it was supposed to be my banker lap before I set my fast lap. Unfortunately, I sort of got blocked my fast lap, so I was just forced to start where I set my banker, really.
So, would you say the one stopper that you made was a bit of a change strategy based on that?
Yeah, it was a bit touch and go. I didn't know really if it would work or not because I hadn't actually done the strategy practice. I've done race pace practice, but I didn't quite know the strategy for this round, so I just hoped it worked. Fingers crossed.
We noticed when you were catching up to Sam that Brady was being very defensive against Sam. Was that a bit of a team orders there? Do you think?
There weren't even any team orders, but I mean, because I like my silence when I drive. But definitely helpful, especially with a smoke screen coming out the back of his car.
Wasn't just me that saw that then.
Whole lobby, man.
So again, congratulations on the win. We'll move on to your teammate Brady now. Good Williams 1-2. Were you fearing for your race after what I assume was a disconnection at the start?
Yeah, I was pulling away, and then it said like the session no longer exists. So I had to frantically get back in the lobby, and then the second I joined, I had default setup, so I had to adjust my driving style with default setup, which is just so painful. And then to get back up to the grid. But I think the two-stop worked perfectly. I'd say if I didn't disconnect, I would have definitely won with the two-stop.
And touching on the defending against Sam, was that to help out your teammate, or was that to help you out when you pitted, or maybe a bit of both?
No, that was to help, yeah, to help me when I pitted, because I wanted to use up Sam's tyres as much as I could, so when I pitted, I could gain loads of time. That move, when I pushed him off track, that was accidental. I broke too late, and it was just a mistake.
Okay. And 1-2 for the team, you must be delighted with that.
Yep, that was the main goal. Once I disconnected, I just needed to at least get a podium for my teammate and then for the championship as well.
Well, congratulations on the second place. Great recovery after the disconnection. We'll move on to Sam, who finished third in the Mercedes. Are you happy with that result? Would you hope for a bit more considering the disconnect for Brady? Yeah, it looks like you were struggling on the tyres. Were you fearing a puncture towards the end? And you're the reigning champion for this league. Is winning the title something you're aiming for, or are you worried about the pace of the Williams? Good to hear. Thank you all for joining me for those podium interviews. Well done all of you again on your results. And that pretty much brings us to the end of the stream. We'll see you next time out in Brazil for round 2. Goodbye.
Woo!